And hello, everybody, to Halos in the Infield. My name is Fernando, aka the Lone Star Halo, coming at you from Austin, Texas. And I am joined here by.
Good night, you pieces of trash, or good morning, depending on when you listen to this. It is Courtney, the San Bernardino Halo. Yeah.
and now 1 degree warmer, if you will, because our girl just got her master's.
Yay, I'm so excited. I did finally earn my degree. It's been a hard road. It's actually why I kind of took my hiatus last year, for those of you that have been with us from the beginning. But I finally got my degree, guys. I actually love working with children as much as I seem like a very stern and aggressive person.
Can't
I love,
confirm.
yeah, sometimes. I love working with young minds, shaping the young minds of society, and correcting them when needed. But thank you. It's been rough, but I've always had the support of the podcast, and I love you guys. So thank you for staying with me on my journey and letting me come back.
Oh yeah, of course. You are well liked by the community, and Todd, you and I have gotten extremely close over the last couple of years, and we've all helped each other through our problems, through hiccups in the relationships, through literal divorces, you name it. So it's been a ride, but no, we're really lucky to have you, and I know you and I have become super close in particular. So
Yes, of course. So now that we've got all that out of the way, let's talk about this trash ass Dodger series that we
how about we
lost.
just talk about the Rocky series and just call it? I mean,
That's perfectly fine too. Uh,
this was horrible. Like we were one of the hottest teams in baseball. We had cracked a lot of top 10 power rankings, some very big name power rankings, including Catella Chronicles power rankings. Make sure to check them out. Oh, by the way, if you need tickets to an event, 714 tickets, use code HITI at checkout. HITI for 10% off. You can use that code again and again, like the Bonaparte Gigolos uses the good vibes again and again.
no.
Also, if the Bonaparte Gigolo thing doesn't work out, you can head on over to Noble, have yourself some good local brews, and take your mind off of it. Mention Halos in the Infield for drink specials, and also leave your car there, go for a brisk stroll to Angel Stadium, and you don't have to give Arden Moreno $20 for parking. You can instead use $20 to forget about this horrendous Dodger series.
Yeah, I wish I could have done that yesterday.
You should have done that yesterday.
I know. I had the pleasure of going to Angel Stadium yesterday. I did not give my $20 to Artie Moreno for parking. I found a different parking lot for $10. But
the one where the old Hooters
yeah,
was?
it was just no, I think it was on the other side. It was on the back side. Okay. Yeah, off of Orangewood. But yeah, that series was sad. I'll just talk about yesterday's game because that was the one I went to and seen with my own two eyes. Okay. Really, I mean, Ohtani had a good start. I'm definitely not going to say it was a terrible start. He went 7 innings. I mean, what else can you ask for from a starting pitcher, especially from Ohtani? Really, just the one mistake was Freeman's home run. And even with that being the one mistake, it was a solo home run. I would think that even with our lineup that it is, there should be no reason why we couldn't make up the one run, and we didn't. For some reason, we had the base run mistake once again, sending Rengifo home on a very shallow pop fly to left field. Why he was sent, I have no idea. And the only reason why I criticize that so much as being an outfielder myself, all your momentum, especially on a short, shallow fly ball like that, it's already coming forward. So if all your momentum is already coming forward for a throw home, you're more than likely going to get your runner out. And that's exactly what happened. I was sitting right behind third baseline, or third base dugout, I should say. He was out. He was out. So why we put ourselves in that situation, no idea. Because I mean, Rengifo had to lead off double that inning. the fact that it literally ended in that way was just a mood killer. And I feel like you could feel that throughout the entire stadium, the remainder of the game, sadly, as an Angels fan. And of course, for those of you that always listen to us, Nick, my lovely partner, is a Dodgers fan. He was very happy last night. Boo. He was very happy last night. I almost threatened to make him walk home. So there's that.
Yeah. So let's real quickly. Yeah. Let's talk about the Luis Rengifo of getting sent. So people are blaming the third base coach, and that's rightfully so. He is the one who made the conscious decision to send him. Why on earth, why on God's green earth do you decide to send Luis Rengifo, who, yeah, I get it, has a little bit of speed, not the slowest cat, not the fastest cat, but there is no reason on earth. He had zero business running, literally. Like you said, the momentum was automatically taking the left fielder home, right? He was in a perfect position. He was not that far away from the infield dirt. We're talking 60 feet away from the infield dirt, if that. So not a far throw for a major leaguer. You know, literally the way his body was positioned and the angle he took in, he was able to put his entire body into that throw, which put him in prime position to do what he did, which was get Luis Rengifo out. Luis Rengifo was pointing at the dugout like, hey, review that. It's like, okay, A, if we reviewed it, we were going to get screwed anyway because New York hates us. And two, he was out. There was, I will say game one, I thought Drury was safe.
Yes.
And yes. everyone and their mom thought he was safe, which is why it took so goddamn long for them to review that play. If it takes that long, you have your answer. There was not irrefutable evidence that Brandon Drury was out. And all the haters are going to be like, well, he was out, so I guess there was. No, it took way too long.
Yeah. That review call definitely took too long. And I was sitting at home for that one, but I was like, this isn't going to go right. I was like, this should have been open and shut, even within a minute to 2 minutes. But I think we were in the 3 to 4 minute mark. I was like, they're going to overturn it. And Nick actually had hope. He was like, no, it's like, I don't think so. He's like, I think you guys are going to get this one. And they overturned it. And we looked at each other. I was like, shut this game off right now. Yeah. We kept watching it, but I was like, that was an atrocious call. But yeah, I think we definitely had like a little PTSD from the night before. Like there was no reason to challenge Rengifos because one, it happened early in the game. And I hate to say it, but like we just have that luck where we could probably use that challenge later on. So why risk losing your challenge in the third inning, if it doesn't go your way? So there was that. I also don't like the fact that Moniak was taken out for Renfroe. I feel like that was a terrible call. That was terrible coaching. I do not like philosophy of, lefty righty matchup or righty lefty. And especially in a game like that, where it was clearly a Dodgers bullpen day. Clearly. Yeah. Like we didn't even know who the starter was until an hour before the game, I think, because I kept checking all day. I was like, Nick kept asking. He was like, who's starting? I'm like, I don't know. It says TBD. I don't know. I don't know.
Literally, like this was like the C squad. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like this was a sad day. And I sat there and we're watching the game and I'm just like, why? And I already knew. I was like, it's because it's a right-handed pitcher, or it was because it was a left-handed pitcher. Yep. I was like, there's no other reason why he's taking out Moniak besides this stupid idea in his head that Renfroe has a better chance. But I'm still old school. I'm looking at just batting average as a whole. Moniak has a higher batting average than Renfroe. Leave him in. Leave the kid in. Like, let him prove it. I don't even care at this point, especially against a D squad Dodger team.
Yeah, I mean, so we're already in the nitty gritty talking about game 2. So yeah, we'll continue with that. So Mickey Moniak has, in my opinion, earned the right to play. He's playing better than, Renfroe. And their son Renfroe right now currently is a cornerstone on the team because of all the injuries. But also the fact that Taylor Ward overall is not having a good season. He had a little stretch there for like 2 weeks where he started to get hot. And we were like, okay, Ward, he's effing back, right? And all of a sudden he's like, haha, psych, you thought. And he's not back. So right now, Moniak is still the hotter of all the outfielders. Don't even get me started on Mike can't catch up to a fastball Trout. Okay? Yeah, sorry, the meat writing's over. I love Mike Trout. I love Mike Trout. But it's time to get off that man's Johnson, and it's time to hold him accountable. You know, we've kind of already talked off air, and I won't expose our guy, Mike Trout, on, you know, his work ethic. But, you know, we know the truth.
I was like, you won't, but I will.
No, don't do it. Do not open up that can of worms. But
man.
I mean, it's also not like uncommon knowledge. It's like kind of always been out there.
Yeah.
And, you know, people are kind of like, oh, well, I mean, he's Mike Trout, you know.
Yeah, I think I will just say that Michael Nelson Trout, you, your name will only get you so far. Your name and your popularity will only get you so far. At some point, you just have to step up. You just have to step up, be a leader. I think one of the hot takes that I caught flack for when I first came back this season to join you guys again was I thought that he didn't deserve to be captain of Team USA. I don't think he's done any captain things. You know, other than, yes, his name is Mike Trout. He's done a few notable things for the Angels. He's had a few notable records. As far as that, what else can you really say about Michael Nelson Trout? I don't think he deserved that captain spot for Team USA. And right now, I mean, you can just clearly see that he's shitting the bed and somehow late on a 92 mile per hour fastball. It's sad. It's honestly sad. It's very disappointing. So I just hope that he gets his shit together sometime soon.
Yeah, he's batting 250. We're now 268 at bats in. So we are past the point now where we can be like, okay, hey, it's still early, or well, Trout's just in a slump. You know, they're 268 at bats. That's the quarter of the at bats that most players get per season, if not just a little over. So it's definitely time, I think, to start hitting the panic button a little bit. It's definitely time to admit, like, okay, well, there's certainly something wrong with Trout right now. Will something remain wrong with him? I mean, you know, jury's still out on that. As of right now, I will continuously give him the benefit of the doubt because he is Mike Trout. But that doesn't mean there's not cause for concern. In his last 30 games, he's batting 213. His last 15 games, he's batting 176. And in his last 7 games, he's only batting 200. So to say that this man is struggling is probably the understatement of the year. He is in an absolute downward spiral right now. He's batting below league average.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely driving the struggle bus through San Bernardino County right now, against all of our potholes. Yeah, that's bad. No, I mean, he's struggling. I seen it live yesterday at the game. I think even one of the videos I caught was him late on a fastball, sadly. Like, I don't know. I think it's just one of those things where I'm hitting the panic button. Just because, you know, we do have these expectations of players. We have the expectation of Ohtani. We have the expectation of Trout. They're supposed to be the leaders and carrying this team, or at least as far as Ohtani will take us while he's still here. You know, and it's just like, you can't sit here and have like this flippant attitude of, oh, well, I'm Mike Trout, or, you know, oh, I'm Ohtani. I don't need to hit right now, or, oh, I don't need to pitch right now. It's fine. Or, oh, even the flippant attitude of, oh, I'll just work out of it. Work out of what? Do you even know what you need to fix? Like, and if you do, and you're blatantly just that arrogant about your performance, you definitely need a reality check from our overpaid coaching staff.
I was telling Todd, him and I were talking off air just on the phone today while he was at work, and I was at work. And we were talking about the fact that, okay, so Trout can't hit a fastball right now. Okay, great. Okay, so if that's the case, why are you swinging at fastballs? Okay, don't even swing. How about that? You know what? If you strike out looking, on a fastball, and he in a post game interview he was like, you know what, I'm just not seeing the fastball right now. I made a conscious decision to not swing at those fastballs right now. I'm going to wait for a breaking pitch down at the knees, and that's what I'm sitting on. You know what? I understand that. You want to build some confidence back up. You're not hitting the fastball. You know, you don't want to exert your energy swinging to that fastball when you know you're not going to catch up to it right now. You want to get your groove for it. And then once, you know, you start hitting some breaking balls, okay, well, let's start talking about hitting some fastballs now. You know what? Like, that's fine. There's valor in that. There's a thought process in that. I can get behind it. But, like, if you're not hitting a fastball, why are we swinging a 92-mile-an-hour fastball right now? Just sit breaking pitch. Well, they're not giving me a breaking pitch. Okay, great. Then just stare at the ball because you're not hitting it right now. He's not hitting.
No, he's not. And yeah, I mean, it's definitely, I think it's knowing yourself as a hitter, a player in general, but definitely as a hitter, you know, knowing what your pitch is. You know, I can definitely speak for myself when, you know, I was a slapper and I was a lefty. I was always looking for, you know, a curveball. I was always looking for something on the outer half of the plate because as a lefty, that's what I was seeing majority of the time. I'm not going to sit there and swing at something, you know, fast and inside. I'm not gonna, my hands aren't gonna catch up to it, you know, so I'm gonna look for something down and away or something on the outer half of the plate. And those were my pitches. And I feel like Mike Trout just kind of needs to, if he is going to be late on these fastballs, suck it up and own it. Just, you know, hey, I can't hit a fastball to save my life right now, but I will sit on something on a breaking pitch. I will sit on a changeup. You know, I'll sit on these pitches because I know that's my wheelhouse right now. And again, that's just knowing yourself as a hitter until you can get the right fundamentals and the right mechanics to hopefully start swinging at fastballs again. Or if you're really just going to be that guy and that dude and just announce it to the world, like, you know what? No, I'm only a changeup hitter. I don't advise this, but I'm only a change ball hitter. Or I'm only this kind of hitter. And that's what I'm going to look for. Okay, bet. I hope if you do get that pitch, you're swinging for the fences, daddy hacks only. Because at least I can say, oh, well, there's a thought process there. Like you said, there's a thought process there. That's his pitch. And once he gets it, he's going to launch it. I'll take that over being late or just not even knowing what pitch is coming. Because that I feel like that's what some of his at-bats looked like yesterday. He doesn't even know what's coming anymore. And he's literally late on everything, and it's sad. It's
like
sad
Todd keeps saying, he keeps hitting it like to the right side, so it's like, you know, you can tell he's not catching up, and it's just, you know, it's not even just him, man. This whole team is struggling. There is so many holes right now. You know, you have Jared Walsh. What's wrong with Walsh? Is broken. Honestly, 2021 might have been a fluke.
I think it was. I think he needs more sleep.
Yeah, maybe. And I mean, 2020, he had a good last month too. So I mean, we're talking about a combined maybe 4 good months of his career. Besides that, unfortunately, kind of subpar, and it's upsetting because I really, really do like Jared Walsh.
I know that was my lefty. I want him to do great things. No, it's really hard to see his regression as well. You know, maybe 2020 and 2021 were a fluke. I definitely don't wish that's the case. I don't hope that's the case. But it's definitely looking that way right now.
So, okay. So with that being said, what's a bigger priority in your opinion right now? So let's just say hypothetically at the trade deadline, the Angels want to make a move. Do they go for a first baseman or do they go for a utility infielder to replace Gio Urshela, who's, you know, essentially shut down for the season?
Oh, first base.
Okay.
I think right now the problem is we have too many utilities. I think, you know, because I mean, hypothetically speaking, Drury is a utility, Rengifo, utility. If for whatever reason we bring Fletcher back, utility.
He was pulled today, by the way, from his AAA start.
Oh, yay, we might get him back.
I'll take him over Squid.
Facts. Oh my God. Yeah, there's that.
That's another guy who had a horrible series. I mean, nobody's surprised, but
no, but and then we have Squid. You know, Neto, hopefully he comes back. He's still our everyday shortstop. But I think
come back soon, King.
our utility, yeah, sorry. I think our utility is fine. Because I still have the issue of you have too many utilities and not knowing their roles and not building that chemistry. So I would prefer a just everyday first baseman. that would be my priority.
There's a lot of rumors about the Angels potentially looking at a guy like Paul Goldschmidt. How would you feel about that? A proven first baseman who, has had a very established career. He hits for power, but he also hits for contact. And not only that, but he's a multi-time Gold Glover.
Yeah, I am not opposed to that. I think, and it sucks to say, but I would actually, with the team that we have right now, I would prefer a veteran first baseman. Someone that has definitely had an established career, established themselves in the league, and things of that nature, because we just need it. I don't think Trout knows how to be a leader, like a true leader. And Ohtani, bless his heart, not trying to say anything about him, but I'm just trying to say, I don't know how well his English is, and I know everybody loves Ippy, but Ohtani's there to play, not necessarily to be a captain. He's there to just play, hopefully get us a World Series. But that's kind of his one main job and priority. I don't think Ohtani necessarily wants to be a captain of a team, and that's just my own personal hot take. I just feel like him being a two-way and him being a unicorn is already enough. I think him trying to add on the role of a captain or a leader, I don't think is in his wheelhouse right now. So I think a veteran first baseman would be phenomenal for us. A good one, that would be great.
Yeah, I don't exactly know how vocal Goldschmidt is. I mean, I know he's a great player. I know he's a well-respected player, but I don't exactly know his repertoire as far as leadership. Now, it can't get any worse than what we have. I mean, really, the only kind of vocal leader we didn't even know we had, it was Anthony Rendon, right? And all those articles came out about like, well, he tells these guys that they need to win like 15 games a month. Here's the thing, though. Anthony Rendon, I'll say it, he's a bitch. So with that being said, how could you possibly respect a guy who's telling you what to do when he can't get his own work done? Look, I'm second in command of a national company. So with that, I have to lead by example. And the thing that sucks for my position, if I don't work, not only am I not getting paid, other people don't get paid. So because of that, there's naturally a level of respect that comes with that, because people know, well, hey, that guy's responsible for me getting paid. So, I lead in that regard with my job. Rendon is doing a whole lot of talking, but he doesn't do a whole lot of walking, if you know what I mean. He did that with Washington. He definitely walked the walk and he talked the talk. But the problem is, you can't do that here, man. Like, how are you telling me how to play? You're never even playing.
Facts. Yeah, I definitely would not respect a leader if I've had more playing time than him. And I know injuries happen. They're most of the time spontaneous. But I think it's just one of those things where it's just like, hey, guy, has he even played a whole full 162 yet with us?
No.
Between 3 years?
He's never even, if you combine all of them?
Yeah, if we combine all of them, has he finally played a 162?
He's got to be getting close. I know before, like, his highest was like 100 and something. Let me see.
Dear Lord. Okay, well, as you look for that, again, I would not respect my leader if I'm sitting here and he's on the bench for multiple things, whether that be for injury, whether that be trying to fight a fan, whatever he's trying to do. Maybe the thought is there in his brain, but I'm more like you. I need to see it come out of you. I don't want to hear your mouth. I want to see actions from you. So
in his 4 seasons with the Angels so far, he has played 195 games.
Oh, he just made it.
Yeah, he just made it. It took 4 years. Oh, I'm probably gonna be like, well, what about the COVID year? I factor that in. So I don't by the end of this year, he would have been eligible for 546 games as an Angel. And one of those is including the 60-game season. So 546 games eligible for by the end of this year. And there's no way he's going to get over, like, I'd say 240, 230 at best.
I'll say 245. maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe.
best. It's like the best case scenario. And you know what, man? No, I cheered for this guy. I don't know if you
Yeah.
remember during the preseason episode, I straight up said, if this man is top 10 in MVP, I will donate $500 to a charity.
Yes. You
It's
did.
there. Look it up, guys. It's on our YouTube channel. And then Todd agreed to match like half of it.
Yeah.
So $750 were thrown out there into the universe that this guy could prove us wrong. And nope. Teal Tony's little B word who doesn't want to work, who just wants to mail it in, get his paychecks. Cool. Have fun, bro. I'm so tired of this guy. Seriously, just retire already. You don't want to play. You want to spend time with your kids. Great. Oh, well, you guys don't know what it's like. And oh, well, I want to be there for my kids. Great. Guess what, man? You know, you have a family. You guys don't work. You're not getting paid. You don't get paid. Your kid doesn't have food on their table. Your kid can't play baseball or whatever your kid wants to do. Can't buy your kid a Nintendo Switch. You name it. Teal Tony doesn't have those problems. That man gets paid $38 million whether he plays or not. He doesn't care. He's getting his money. Baseball's all guaranteed money. And if you can't legitimately say to yourself that this man isn't milking every single ounce of his contract, you are full of it. This guy is a laughingstock. It's embarrassing. I'd be saying the same thing about anybody who's getting paid $38 million to not work.
Tell me how you really feel. Yeah. Yeah. I'm disappointed. I'm definitely disappointed in Anthony Rendon. He came off of a high, winning with the Nationals. I think my mom was the most Halo honkish person ever for Anthony Rendon, and she still is to a certain extent. I had to buy her an Anthony Rendon t-shirt for her birthday, which was the biggest waste of $45 in my life. But she wanted it, and I'm just like, okay, like, this guy hasn't done anything for us though. And she's like, it doesn't matter, he's trying. I'm like, trying? What the fuck are we trying for? There's no try in the MLB level. You can't try anymore. There's no room for trying, especially in the Angels organization. We can't just try anymore.
Yeah, we're past that.
We're way past that. So yeah, I'm definitely not a fan of Anthony Rendon at the moment.
Yeah,
at all, really. I've always said that he has a tampon stuck.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of fans agree with you on that. It's just like there's nothing wrong with holding players like that accountable. I mean, this guy got his bag, and it's as if he mentally checked out. And, I get it. He still has time on his contract. And as long as he's on this team, I will continue to hope that he's going to perform well, because he takes the spot of a lot of guys who could give us a lot of resources. And that's like part of the reason why I'm maybe a little worried about potentially signing Ohtani to an extension, because of the simple fact that can we really afford to have Trout, Ohtani, and Rendon making a combined, what, 130 to 150 million dollars, those three guys alone? These guys are going to combine for over $1 billion worth of contracts, probably. So with that being said, Rendon's never healthy. Trout is maybe regressing already. If he's not yet, and he's going to finish the year hot, now the concern will be, when is he going to regress? Because we've seen a very long slump now. And then let's face it, at some point, the two-way experiment will fail with Ohtani, because Father Time is undefeated. For his sake, I hope it's not anytime soon. And for baseball's sake, because he's a lot of fun to watch. I love Shohei Ohtani, but at the end of the day, I am an Angels fan, not a Shohei Ohtani fan. I was here before Ohtani, and I'll be here after Ohtani. So with that being said, and this is a bit of a hot take, and I'm throwing it out there now, barring anything crazy happening this year, I want Ohtani to walk during free agency. And people are going to be like, Fernando, you're an idiot. You know what? That's fine. But for the probably $40 million a year this guy's going to get, we can get 6 or 7 players. And unfortunately, this Angels team is not one player away. They're 6 or 7 away.
I will agree with you.
It's probably more like 3 or 4 players, not 6 or 7. But you get my point.
I get your point, and they're gonna have our heads on pitchforks. I
That's fine.
want
That's fine. You know my
Ohtani
app.
to walk. Yeah, I want Ohtani to walk. And I don't say that as like, obviously Ohtani hasn't sucked. It's not like he hasn't done us a service, trying to help us. Of course he's had his moments where, sometimes he's over. Maybe it wasn't his greatest pitching start and things like that. But he is a unicorn. He is a two-way player. Eventually that will have some wear and tear on his body. So how long he will be a two-way player, I have no idea. Definitely don't wish it be anytime soon. I definitely want him to succeed as a player because, even yesterday with it being a loss, he was still fun to watch. But we can definitely, for what he is worth and what it sounds like, what teams are willing to pay for him, we can hypothetically rebuild this entire team around Mike Trout, which is what we should have originally done, or what we were trying to do in the first place, I guess.
Yeah.
We could definitely get a lot of good signings or good trades, if we let Ohtani go. Because let's face it, even us keeping Ohtani, I feel like is holding him back, sadly. At least right now, the way we are performing. And I'm saying this off of the 2-game loss against the Dodgers, and I only say that because that second loss yesterday, it was probably one of the worst losses because it came from an injury-ridden, depleted D team Dodger team.
Yeah.
So
it was
meh.
Absolutely sad. And I know we haven't talked too much about the series, but I mean, let's just throw this out there, guys. Any of our listeners who listen to this show follow this team as religiously as we do. What's there to talk about? It was a combined 4-0. We scored 0 runs, and we got less than a handful of combined hits this series. Okay. The good news is the Dodgers scored 2 games game 1, 2 games game 2. So neither of them were ass whoopings. So that's the good news. The bad news, the Angels offense was flat. Game 1 would have changed drastically if Brandon Drury was safe at home. Okay. It was a bad call. Yeah. Okay. But one of the umpires not against us, right? That's always our excuse. Let's blame the umpires. Let's blame the umpires. Let's blame the umpires. That doesn't change the fact that Squid came up with bases loaded. Guess who faltered under pressure? Andrew freaking Velasquez. He's not a good major league hitter. He will never be a good major league hitter. Hell, if that man is ever an all-star, I will donate $250 to a charity. Okay? If that man is ever an all-star for any team, doesn't matter if it's the Angels, if it's a major league baseball team, I will donate $250. I don't care if it's the Dodgers. I don't care if it's the Yankees, because I am that confident that this man will not ever hit to that caliber. Okay? Andrew Velasquez is a joke. An absolute joke. It's embarrassing to watch this guy hit. That guy couldn't hit water if he fell off a boat. That man couldn't hit the ground if somebody pushed him off a blimp. That man couldn't hit the ketchup bottle on his hot dog, or couldn't get the ketchup to land on his hot dog because he's that bad at aiming. Okay? Yeah. That man couldn't hit sheep if he was trying to drive through a farm. Okay? This man is so untalented at hitting. Well, Fernando, he's batting 240. Great. Okay. Who cares? Does he come through when it matters? Does he have productive at-bats as an Angel? No. More often than not, he does not. And I'm so tired of this guy getting an opportunity. Seriously.
Oh my God.
Tell me Rally Chris can't bat the same. Put Rally Chris up there. F it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Rally Chris would hit harder.
Yeah, and at least it'd be a spark plug in the dugout. Come on, guys. 2 out of 3. Yeah. Come on, guys. I'm scared.
Yep, he'd be the new Brett Phillips.
There you go. Where's the Kubota hat?
Yeah, that was a lot. So I'm assuming you're over Squid.
I love Squid. Let's give him an extension.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, I don't think we have anything left of this Dodger series other than it was piss poor at that.
Well, no. You know what? I want to give Reed
Should we
Detmers
do
his
Colorado?
flowers. I want to give Detmers his flowers.
I know.
He
It
pitched
was
well,
he did. He did pitch well. I think it's
and so did
very
Ohtani.
yes, Otani did as well. I think it's very disheartening. No matter what pitcher it is, no matter if it's Detmers, no matter it's Otani, my husband Sandoval, no matter who it is, it's very disheartening when we just don't have the run support. Especially when you get, Otani had a good 7 innings. Detmers, I think, went at least uh 5, if I'm not mistaken, 6 even. I think he had his longest start um against the Dodgers. And but he still got the loss. So it's just like, bruh, we suck. But and it's not, at least in those 2 instances, it has nothing to do with our pitching staff. That was solely our hitting. Nevin was out coached. um and as much as we want to blame New York, the replay, the umpires, the fact that some of our games even come that close to where it's just that one decision or that one play, um it's also very disheartening and disappointing. So meh. That's
Yeah, he
ass.
he had 7 innings, so for whatever that's worth.
Oh
But don't
wow.
worry. What does Sud like to push?
Oh, the Valley Sports.
Yeah. Don't
The
worry. Show me Otani's pitching tomorrow.
Oh shit. I hate that Valley Sports thing. Who gave him that sound? Did he get that? He recorded it? Did you do it?
Yeah.
Oh, did you do it? Oh no.
Yeah, I'm so tired of this, just everything that's been going on. Reed Detmers, we wasted another good pitching performance by him, and I understand he's not having a cream of the crop year, but that's exactly what you want out of a young guy like Reed Detmers. You have a freaking rivalry game, and this man stepped up. This man gave the Angels every opportunity, and yes, like I said already, I understand that was a blown call at home plate, and that would have changed the entire trajectory of probably the series, because then you would have at least scored a run. Who knows what could have happened, especially after Detmers had such a good performance. But then again, I mean, Loop had a decent performance that day too. So, I mean, Davinsky gave up 2 runs, and that wasn't ideal. But you know what? Davinsky was the right guy in that opportunity. He's had a good season. I'm a little more willing to give Davinsky a pass. That happens. I get it. You don't want to lose to the Dodgers. There's no excuse as to why Velasquez should have grounded into an out with bases loaded. But with all that being said, it was a tough game 1, and game 2 wasn't any better. Shohei Ohtani hits a hell of a game. And guess what? This man got dunked on by his own teammates, and he got dunked on by the third base coach. And it is just so sad that we lose to the Dodgers yet again. They continue to own us since 2020. It's like we lose every single goddamn freeway series to these guys, and I'm so tired of it. We had such a healthy lead over these guys, Courtney, and it all just disappeared.
Yeah, tell me about it. I didn't hear the end of it. All of a sudden Nick is like a historical Dodger facts person. I was like, what in the hell?
Yeah, I
And
would
he
have
was
said,
like,
hey,
did you
how
know?
about one of your highest paid players, Trevor Bauer? What did he do to that one woman? Oh, you got another domestic violence charge against him just now, or another accusation? Great. You guys are still
No.
paying him, by the way.
Yeah, that's sad. Oh well, it's okay. It's I mean, I think everybody can just feel our frustrations, especially when it comes to the freeway series. As much as people want to say, like, oh, the freeway series, or at least I've heard sometimes people are like, the freeway series isn't important to Angels fans.
It's our
It
World
is.
Series every year.
It's our fucking World Series. Okay. We know we don't make the playoffs or we're on the cusp. Okay.
Yeah.
So the freeway series is what we have to be excited about.
Yeah,
And
we don't
this
even have
time
that now.
yeah. So now I
Don't
can't even get
worry.
excited.
The Dodgers shouldn't have too much to be excited about either, because we all know when October rolls around, they're going to be on their backs harder than an obese turtle. So,
Oh shit. Yes, they will. All right, Colorado.
Colorado.
Colorado. So we got a 3-game series against Colorado.
There
Colorado
we
is
go.
29 and 48. So we should have some hope with our 41 and 35 Angels.
Yeah, we'll get
Game
swept.
one.
Just kidding.
Yeah. Game one, we have my husband Sandoval versus Freeland. I don't, that should be fine. We should be fine. Game two, it is Canning versus Anderson. Oh, they have an Anderson. And then game three, it is going to be our Anderson versus Gomber. I want to call him Gumby. Gomber.
Gun there.
um Sandoval right now is currently 4-6 with a 4.08 ERA. Freeland is also, let me see. Oh no, Freeland is 4-8 with a 4.48 ERA. How do we feel?
I think this is a dub. I think Patrick Sandoval goes, now that he's calling his own pitches, goes off of the same success he had from his last start. I think he gives us a win. And I think Mike Trout gets a home run this game. I think he does. I think it's on an elevated fastball.
Oh.
How about that?
Oh. Oh.
Book it. Book it. Hey,
You're really pushing it, aren't you?
I called Kurt Suzuki home runs and was right multiple times.
You really did. I can't believe that first year. You really called it.
I even called Andrew Heaney having a couple of good outings, and he did.
You did. I call, all right, Sandoval's gonna get the dub. I think it should be fine. I think Ohtani will get some revenge at Rocky Stadium for losing that home run derby. So I think Ohtani will get a dub.
Okay.
All right. Game two was Canning. He has a 5-2 record with a 4.40 ERA. Anderson has an 0-1 record with a 4.12 ERA. How do we feel?
I think this is another win. I'm taking the Raleigh Chris special in this series. So I think Griffin Canning, I think he's going to have an average performance. I don't think it'll be anything stellar, but I think our offense probably wins us this game.
I'll go ahead and call it a dub. I think Mike Trout has 2 home runs.
Wow.
2.
Okay.
Yep, 2.
All right.
Book it. Book it.
All right. Take it to Vegas. There you go.
And then Sunday, we got the afternoon game. It is Anderson with a 4-1 record with a 5.64 ERA. Gomber has a 4-7 record with a 7.25 ERA.
Loss.
Oh, the Rally Chris special.
Yeah. No.
Because it's Anderson or
no, yeah, I don't trust this guy at all. You know, Tyler Anderson comes out and everyone's like, well, I guess he did well enough to keep us in the game. It's like, yeah, he gave up 5 runs. Okay. Yeah, he did just enough. No, the offense bailed him out. This guy is 4-1 with a 5.64 ERA. The only reason I think Tyler Anderson might earn, and I say might exaggeratingly on purpose, might earn his $13.3 million paycheck this year is if he stays healthy through the dog days of summer and at least saves us that start of the rotation every time. That's the only way that this man maybe makes it worth his contract.
Ooh. Noted. I'll go ahead and call it a dub. I think we get
a sweep. Jeez.
A sweep. We'll break out the brooms. We'll call it a sweep.
That won't happen. If we get I'll make a wager with you. If we get a sweep and you're right, and I'm hoping you're right, I will buy you a beer at the tailgate.
Yes.
Okay. Because I don't think this is gonna happen.
Man, it's okay. I think I have faith. I feel like
I hope you're right.
They're talking everybody up right now. Like, hey guys, we just gotta get through these last couple of games. I think everybody is just gonna be like, yeah, and just really rally around it. I think we leave Denver with a dub, with a sweep.
There you go. Let them cook. Words of wisdom by Courtney. Let them cook.
Exactly.
Well, like I said, I don't think you're right, but I hope you are. I hope you are. I mean, we need this team
okay.
to start winning, and we need them to pat that record right now because they couldn't do it against the Dodgers. They had a great series against the Rangers, and I would hate to lose all that momentum. And right now, I think that's the direction in which we're trending.
Yeah, I would definitely. We have now slipped back into third place, sadly. Let me see. It looks like we are 6 games back. Oh God, my heart. We are 6 games
Oof.
back. Yeah, Astros are 5.5
Yeah.
games back. So we're half a game back from the Astros, the Trastros. So just really hoping that we can just pull out the rest of these series, just kind of really take advantage. Maybe we get some help from our competitors. And let's see if we can get these dubs, guys.
All right. I anything in closing?
Um, Not from me. I think we just really need to forget about this. As hard as it is to say, we just really need to forget about this Dodgers series. Obviously nobody really performed their best with the exception of honestly Ohtani and Detmers, at least pitching performance wise. I think we just really need to kind of just go into the Rockies. Don't underestimate, because we have a bad tendency of doing that. Don't underestimate these teams with these weaker records. Really take advantage. Like I said, I think that's why I want to call for the sweep, really hoping that it happens, but just really just take advantage of this weaker schedule coming up.
Yeah, I mean, so after the Rocky series, we have the White Sox for 3 at home. We have the Diamondbacks for 3 at home. By the way, July 1st, head on over to the tailgate. It's your last day to buy your ticket through 714 Tickets is the 25th. So if you don't have your ticket already, you're running out of time. Call boop, 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 714 Tickets, 714 Tickets, and ask them for the Hitty Tailgate Special, and they'll give it to you. $55, get you a helmet, nachos, get you a ticket to the game, get you a bobblehead if you get a line early enough. It gets you a Halos in the Infield NWO shirt. It gets you tacos, all that fun stuff. But it is bring your own brews because I don't think technically you're allowed to drink. So you're not allowed to drink in the parking lot unless nobody's looking. But you didn't hear that from us. So after that, you have the Padres for 3 at Petco Park. I'm going to try to go to one of those games before I have to drive back to Texas. We have 2 at Chavez Latrine on the 7th and the 8th. And then we head into the All-Star break. Crazy to believe the All-Star break is here already. It came quickly.
Yeah, that bitch came quick, fast, in a hurry. Do you think Estevez makes it to the All-Star?
I hope so. I mean, especially because Trout is like one of the finalists, and I'm like, okay,
No.
off of name recognition for sure. And realistically, I mean, he's gonna get in. But yeah, Estevez deserves to be there. That's the difference.
Yes, he definitely deserves to be there. So please wait, I think voting already closed, but
no, I think it's about to be the second round now.
Oh, okay. Well, please go vote for our man Estevez. I will say that I am eating crow because I know I said after spring break, spring training, I was not impressed with his performance. I was very worried.
Yeah.
But I am now eating crow. I apologize. He's definitely done well. He deserves a spot in the All-Star game. So
he really does.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know when pitchers are eligible to be voted for. I think it might just be pitchers, or it might be position players. But I will say that he's probably going to be like a final vote candidate, is my guess. So
more than likely, yeah, I would hope.
So we'll see. I would have. It would have been interesting to see if Gio Urshela might have qualified if he didn't get hurt. Like it might have been interesting to see if he would have got in like as a reserve. But yeah, probably not. No, as far as closing thoughts for me, that's it. You guys already know about our sponsors. Check out 714 Tickets. Use code HITTY at checkout, and then check out Noble. We hope to see you guys at the tailgate. Aside from that, there's nothing else to close. Dodger series sucked. We have to win at least 2 out of 3 against the Rockies. If we can sweep, great. But there's not much else to talk about.
Nope.
This was a deflating series.
But I hope you guys. I know it was a depleting, deflating, exhausting, all the above. but please give us, what is it, a 5-star
Yep.
rating for where you listen to. What is that? It's not Spotify. Wow, drawn a blank.
Yeah,
That's why I don't.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcast. Let your friends know. Subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Like, comment, share, all that fun stuff that nobody ever does anyway. But yeah. All right, guys. Thank you guys on behalf of all of us here at Halos in the Infield. Have a great rest of your day.